The judging panel, after heard the prosecution, the given exhibits, the defenses and the witnesses, sentences the captain of the ship with 36 years of prison and the engineer with 26 years of prison. Defense has the word. We accept all charges except the death penalty and we request a lenient punishment. Yes. The judges, after hearing...
It prompted the students to do the wrong thing, instead of telling them to go outside and get rescued. This VA system told them to stay inside, which also led to the sinking of the ship and the killing of many students. The last thing I want to mention, the last fact actually, is the fact that there was fraud from both the crew members and the captain. They showed that the negligence they had was way out of knowledge. One of the crew members was actually ordered to go around the ship and tell the students to put on life jackets. This using exhibit here, which can clearly be seen. The ship, first of all, when it was manufactured, had multiple issues at the very beginning. One of the many issues, which is crucial in many safety ships, in the safety of many ships, is the fact that there was no pressure release mechanism in the windows. From Exhibit B, we can clearly see here that the windows that are open were actually shattered by the divers using brute force just to get inside and save students. Now, while in the ship this was not present, in other ships, this mechanism allows that when the ship sinks to a pressure greater than the air. There was negligence and incompetence from both the chief engineer and the captain, who is supposed to check all capabilities of the ship a second time, in case the ship experts have missed something.
First question will be, where were you when the ship sank? The investigations we understood you left the ship first, is that true? It was around 9 in the morning when you left. Why did you left? This is a footage where we see clearly the captain leaving the ship. Do you have anything to say about this footage? Life jackets, which is illegal to not have enough jackets, and especially not in good condition in this case. And my third question will be, who was the captain? I think someone could tell us about that. With the permission of the judges, I want to call out a health woman which was around to help and volunteer help some students. The witness may come in. So, may I ask, where were you when the ship was sinking?
Yes, I was in
The island nearby. And did you know about the Sewol ferry before, or did you just saw it and didn't know what it was?
Yes, I knew what it was. I heard it on the news.
And in what condition did you saw the ferry?
The ferry was half under the water. It was starting to sink.
Okay. And may I ask, did you saw any crew members around? Did you saw a captain? Did you saw someone there around the island? You saw no one? Were there any students that were saved?
No,
14th of April. Actually, it was a 14-hour trip to Gjyq. They took the Mongol tunnel to go through it, but something happened in the middle of the night. The vessels were cut off. I need to clarify some terms here. When I say the ferry is listing, I mean it's leaning. It's leaning to the left or to the right. And in this case, the Sewol ferry went to the left. But what caused it? The main cause was because the vessels were cut off. There was too much cargo in it, and a little of balanced water. For explanation, a ship needs to have a lot of balanced water so the balance could be kept safe. The passengers should be safe after all. But for their advantage to get more cargo loaded, they needed to not put balanced water. In this case, the ship turned at 50 degrees on the morning, 8:49 in the morning. Turned 50 degrees, which is illegal. It has too much cargo in it. It shouldn't turn 50 degrees on the left. It shouldn't be like that. But yet, they turned it. Plus the vessels were cut off, which made the cargo slant to the left and make the Sewol ferry totally lean to the left. That means that the bottom of the ship will be the top and the top of the ship will be the bottom. 50 degrees to the left. We should keep that information for later on. With the permission of the judges, I want to call out the 60-year-old high school student and also a survivor of the Sewol ferry.
The witness may step in.
Greetings, welcome. Ready to start? This case, called the Sewol ferry tragedy, will be judged by the judging panel, which consists of main judge Marina, member judges Victor and Christian, prosecutors David and Rebecca, and secretary. Do you agree? Sit down. The witnesses may step out. Prosecutors have the word.
16 of April, the Sewol ferry sank in front of a Mongol ice island. 477 students died, and it wasn't because the Sewol tunnel was unpredictable, but because there were human mistakes in it. At least they claim so. Today we're going to see why the Sewol ferry really sank.
The defense has the word.
Starting now, this tragedy occurred on 16th of April 2014, where the Sewol ferry was carrying 476 people, including 250 high schoolers. So you might ask where the captain was during this time. The captain had just ended his shift and had returned to his cabin to have a rest, after turning the autopilot on. The autopilot had switched off and two crew members replaced him. While passing through the channel, they needed to turn the wheel to a 5-degree panel, but it accidentally slid to a 15-degree and then to a 30-degree panel, causing the Sewol ferry to sink.
So, my first question will be, when did you understand something was wrong with the ferry? Was that in the morning, I suppose, right? And were there any adults around? There were not any adults around. I want to show this exhibit on. With our investigation, we understood that
The prosecution calls to the stand Chief Engineer Franklin Jabbar.
You may step in.
Do you swear to say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
You may sit down. Here we can clearly see a copy of exhibit.
Yes.
You do recognize this ship.
Yes, this is the boat that was commissioned to me.
Were you aware of the extensions and the cargo that was loaded in the ship?
Yes, I was, but I was hired to work on the ship after the fact where the extensions and the cargo was already loaded, so I couldn't do anything.
Were there any ship experts on board during travel or during the checkup of the ship to
No.
see its capabilities and what it was compatible with?
No, there weren't. I was the only one because the company wanted to save money on hiring a new software.
Specifically the PA system. Was it compatible with the ship? Are you aware of the information?